Hey, Skiba News Nation family. We're not bad, Albert, but I don't know why I said hey, but how's it going, guys?
Good. Guten Tag. Hey, Opa.
Open your mic's
Hey,
off.
hey.
I guess it's a hey kind of night. Welcome to
I,
Skiba News Nation. Hey.
I saw a
Hey,
resurfaced
howdy,
video of Bill Cosby coming out of prison, and he said, hey. It was so bad. Not very good timing at all.
Oh man, that guy was America's dad, and he let us all down.
Yes, he did.
Oof. Well, hey guys, we have some awesome stuff for your listening and watching eyes. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to drop a like and a comment over in the live chat. And we're going to be covering some current events, some news, and Jeremiah and Lindsay have recently gone
exclusive footage of DC of the. Okay, help me get this right. So the National Air and Space Museum, fake, the National Museum of American History, and the Natural Museum of History. They're all confusing, but we'll make it all make sense. And the Capitol.
Monuments.
And the monuments, which just, freedom of speech. I'm not trying to offend anybody. You'll see what I mean when we get to it. So why don't you guys start us off?
All right, let's kick it off with apparently there's a UFO, unidentifying flying object out in the system coming towards us, unlike anything we've ever measured before. And normally I don't freak out about this, but there's some interesting things that Dabu 7 brings out about this recent stellar object that's hurtling towards us. And and when you hear stories like this, it makes you scratch your head. But check this out.
This is Dabu 7, and believe it or not, we have yet another object, this interstellar object, making its way toward Earth that many are saying could be an alien probe. It could have life. A bunch of different theories surrounding this, but an official report put out, and it's making headlines because, if you recall, the very first interstellar object that came through our neck of the woods was dubbed Oumuamua. That means scout, which is something that you send out in front of the larger army to scout things out before they arrive. This is now the third object, and Oumuamua was long, it was metallic in nature, and it lifted up out of here, picked up speed, and took off out of here when it passed Earth. They don't deny none of this. It's all out there in the open. Now this new object making its way in, dubbed Atlas. They're saying it could potentially be a comet, but seeing where it came from in its trajectory, it's very peculiar. And they're saying that it is not following the line of any other comet, so to speak, if it was going to be a comet, that it starts to fall in line with dropping into the area out of an unknown place. They don't know if it will be hostile. They don't know if it'll be peaceful. None of these things, but it's obvious they've been setting the stage for a grand show. Blue beam, alien invasion, the whole works. Something big is in the offing. And with stories like this continuing to drop, it seems like it's inching closer and closer. Now, I've tracked objects like Comet Elenin, Ison, all those throughout all these years. All kinds of different comets, the Kachinas, people say, potentially in the sky. I've never seen one look like this in the imaging, where it has all of these different colors like this. Never. All we've ever seen is it look like this down here in the bottom right on the black and white images, and when it gets close enough, the comets, so to speak, you could make out the tail off the comets, and you can see these from your own backyard with the telescope once they get close enough. This object is going to come right down near Earth to make, I guess, an observance, but when it makes its closest approach, it will be hiding behind the sun. We will not be able to see it. It will strategically and literally be parked behind the sun when it's at its closest approach. So very odd with all the characteristics here. They're expecting this to show up here later this year. It's moving at an enormous amount of speed, more than 130 miles per hour. This is moving faster than any other object that they've clocked coming in this way.
So I wanted to share this video because I know, obviously, space is fake, as we've been told, right? Well, no matter what you believe regarding cosmology, I think it's important to recognize that when a common thread narrative is going out to all these different space agencies and they're talking about this celestial visitor, and they're pointing to it as, oh, its trajectory is unlike a comet, and we see this narrative snowballing in all of these astronomy clubs, and everybody starts turning your telescopes around and observing, which is not false. Like, real science is observable, repeatable, testable. And so whenever people can observe these things in the heavens, there is a science in a way to that is trustworthy. Whenever you can pull out your own camera, your own Nikon P900 or whatever at nighttime and zoom in on these objects. So it is interesting in that sense, but also in terms of the overall narrative of these invaders and aliens coming to our world. It kind of is a forewarning that this could very easily be used for that kind of narrative. Here's some really interesting advertising that's going out right now. Ray-Ban and Meta have teamed up and are now advertising their AI glasses to capture every angle. Check this out.
I have two things to say about this. At our eye doctor, me and Opa, I had him try on a pair, and he could actually hear better with those glasses on, which is very interesting. Like, he doesn't have hearing aids, so he was able to like hear a lot better. Remember that, Opa?
Oh yeah.
And then second thing, I just wanted to briefly say happy anniversary. It's been 1 year that we've been married, and I just wanted everybody to be in here when I said it. So anyways,
happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, guys.
Thank you. I was hoping that your baby'd be here on our anniversary.
I know, a little birthday surprise there.
Yeah, say our prayers for Sierra. She's being very patient. It's a very difficult thing to wait for a coming baby. So, but I'm super stoked for you guys. 1 year. You guys are level 1 marriage. That's
level
epic.
1.
Level 1.
Yes, every year you
level
get
1 complete. Then we'll have to get some cool glasses to celebrate.
I know. I was about to say, did you get me a pair of these for our anniversary?
Maybe.
Like,
That
brings
was the
them
third
out.
thing I was
He's like,
gonna say.
actually.
I don't know how AI is inside of it. What does it do? It shows you things, or it just...
Yeah, remember I tried them on at Target. They
Yeah.
had to use that Target, and I tried them on. I could hear better too, because it also has
It goes through your
microphones
temples
in the
or something.
and you can take pictures with it, and then you can search. Like, you say, what am I looking at right now? And it'll search AI for what you're looking at, and it'll pull up, like on your phone or whatever, like, this is an orange and it has so many calories in it, blah, blah, blah. And it'll tell you everything about it, what you're looking at through the glasses.
It's worse than
Wow.
ALXEA.
Oh man, it's just a matter of time till we depend every single waking decision on an efficient AI mastermind behind our day. You know, just let them live vicariously through us, and they don't need robot bodies.
Yep.
They're turning us into robots.
All right. Well, let's continue on here. I did think that was interesting. This was another advancement in kind of medical technology, I think, that made this possible. But a baby was born after 21 weeks and has become the world's most premature baby. Nash was born 133 days early and celebrated his first birthday in July to earn the record. So this is fascinating because it reminded me of a very obscure apocryphal verse that actually predicted that this very thing was going to happen far, far beyond, you know, the medical capabilities of the time that these words were penned. And it's in Fourth Ezra or Second Esdras, also known as the Apocalypse of Ezra. It was in the original King James Bible. And I'm just going to skip down here. It's kind of regarding the time of the end, the second coming period that is alluded to the book of Daniel, book of Revelation. And it says in 6:21, and the children of a year old shall speak with their voices, and women with child shall bring forth premature children of 3 or 4 months, and they shall live and be raised up. So what we're seeing with that lady that had a 4-month-old baby in utero that was born is something that they were writing about would be a possibility, you know, over 1,000 years ago when Ezra, you know, penned this. And the medical technology that they had back then, of course, you know, that would have been completely impossible. But now we can, with the technology that exists in the modern age, you know, have this amazing ability to keep 4-month-old, you know, uteruses alive outside of the womb and allow them to grow up without, you know, needing to be born, I guess, full term. It's pretty crazy. But you know, whenever we talk about the end of the world, I think people are starting to sweat a little bit. We're seeing all these signs of the times, World War III, and, you know, all the corruption and drama being exposed, the collapse of a society that catered to one type of people. Now they have to seemingly prepare when it comes to, I guess, the coming future under a MAGA Trump, you know, presidency. This is hilarious. So they've started training.
I like my chances.
I'm so scared.
Oh man, it's that perfect representation of that whole thing about weak men create hard times, and then hard times create strong men, and strong men create good times, but the good times create the times that create weak men that cause the hard times. Oh man. Now, oh, sir, go ahead, Hopa.
I said, what?
Here's some interesting thing that affected me personally. Starlink had some massive outages across the world, apparently, but in North America and South America and Europe and parts of Asia, there was an outage on July 24th. The internet service experienced sudden worldwide outages that left users across the globe without connectivity. But I think it was interesting because it reminded me how much we're starting to depend on these services that can very easily be turned on and off. And that's sometimes the scary aspect of monopolies. But when somebody's technology allows you to have internet in the boondocks, and, you know, I don't know, it's kind of like a give or take. But anyways, that happened just recently, and nobody really knows exactly what happened to cause this widespread outage, but a lot of people experienced it.
I read today that Elon Musk had asked for the Starlink to be turned off because of some kind of Ukraine, or maybe not for everywhere, but he wanted it turned off because of some kind of a Ukraine Russian attack that was going to be going on.
Well, man, it's crazy that he's got to turn the switch off, and it affects over here if he's turning it off for Ukraine. You know, that's, to me, that's like, oh wow, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So that was an interesting thing that I saw recently. Now, let's see here. Yep. So Starlink's global satellite internet has gone down worldwide. So in some other news, in California, squirrels are turning overtly carnivorous. A new 2024 study has uncovered something few thought possible. California ground squirrels have turned carnivorous. In Brion's regional park near Oakland, researchers observed squirrels not just scavenging, but actively stalking, attacking, and killing voles. Did you guys see that squirrel attack a person recently? It was
No.
like I thought I shared it for one of our meme segments, but it's been a widely circulated one of a very aggressive squirrel attacking a man and his dog recently. But apparently it's becoming a regular thing. They're killing voles, rats, all kinds of things. And
Jeremiah regularly gets attacked by the squirrels in our yard.
They start barking at me or doing their little
And they
thing.
start flicking their
And they
tail up.
flick their tail and I'll
oh
like that.
oh my goodness, man!
That's exactly what it looks like. And
What if
I
that's the
curse at 'em.
apocalypse?
yeah. Say, go f- yourself. And then it'll,
Zombie squirrels.
This is what we're gonna have to survive. Oh man. All right. ChatGPT CEO Sam Altman says people are sharing personal info with ChatGPT, but don't know that the chats can be used as court evidence in legal cases. So don't ask ChatGPT how to kill someone. That's
Yeah,
probably
like where to bury a body or
Yeah.
something.
I might have already asked it that.
I didn't know that. That's very interesting. I wonder if it's already been used in some court cases. But I know it can be so inaccurate too. So ChatGPT isn't always correct. So I don't know. Maybe you can get around it.
I was the first to say that, it'll be more powerful than DNA when it first started happening. So we'll see.
Well, people aren't always accurate either. So
True.
Yeah, people are starting to use AI chatbots as like psychiatrists too. Psychologists, sorry. And it's what people are putting into those machines and they're trying to trip it up by saying crazy stuff too. And so whenever we see the implementation of AI and then we see this legal precedence being set, I realized, starting with our interview with Tom O'Neill, Jeremiah, that there's a way that the system uses the legal court precedents set during different trials to kind of create the system that it wants. It's like the cocoon that the people build around them of legality. And so now that AI can be used to prosecute you, it's not far off till we get to one of them, action star movies. I forget Equilibrium or the one with Tom Cruise. Those the movie where they can tell what crime you commit before you commit it. And it's through AI, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
There was a court case several years ago, back when AI wasn't as good as it is today, where a lawyer used AI to help him cite other cases that were precedents for the scenario of whatever the trial was. And AI was wrong. It was making up its own sources and its own cases that never existed in places that didn't exist with people that didn't exist to cite why they should be guilty or innocent or whatever. And then that lawyer lost his license because of it. So they found out that he was citing all this inaccurate things, figured out that he used ChatGPT to get that information, and then he got disbarred. So I know AI is getting better and better, but we just got to be careful because it's a dangerous tool.
Humans are training it after all, though. Maybe that's why it's so inaccurate sometimes.
That is true. It spits out what we give it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the difference between objective truth and subjective truth. And AI will always be subjective to the information we fed it. And here was a little article tying into this whole AI crime, superhero gimmick is, unlike previous attempts, this recent experiment thing, I believe the title is, let me see here. So they're using Wi-Fi. It's just a reconfirmation of that topic we covered in previous weeks about how they're using Wi-Fi signals to be able to basically see people. It's researchers at La Sapienza University of Rome developed Wi-Fi, a system which can identify and track individuals using Wi-Fi signals bouncing off their bodies with 95% accuracy. So, it's pretty interesting. Here's something that we know they've been doing for a long time, but in an attempt to save Hawaii's endangered honey creepers, they're releasing non-biting male mosquitoes that carry a particular bacteria that help with this, environmental issue of keeping the honey creepers alive. And so they're just dumping mosquitoes in bulk. And to me, it's kind of an interesting thing seeing this, because it's like a microcosm of how they treat health in a lot of ways with, things like the V. They use these delivery systems to get into a populace or into an environment, things to treat it, right? Well, apparently, RFK Jr. has recently banned stuff with MBT, right? In latest move by his health administration. There's also some other interesting health-related news. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is investigating organ donation practices after a Kentucky organization allegedly began harvesting organs from people who may not have been dead. And TJ Hoover was declared brain dead after suffering an overdose on October 2021, but his sister Donna says doctors attempted to harvest his organs while he was showing signs of life. So we're going to show another video at the end of my news segment here that talks about this, but this is alarming to me because I was a Kentucky resident, right? And I got my license, told them I didn't want to be an organ donor, and they put it on my license despite my request for it to not be put on there. And so that trips me out because I was like, wait a second. I blatantly told them I don't want to be an organ donor. I called the resource line, told them I want to be taken off. I don't want to be an organ donor. And they chose to still put on my license that I was an organ donor. And then I see articles like this about them forcibly taking organs from people who don't really aren't really dead yet, right? And man, so that is just, to me, it's trippy, it's surreal, especially since it came from Kentucky.
I don't think they'd want my organs. That's for sure.
That's what you got to tell them going in.
Something I saw recently, going back to the V, that the substance that they put and they inject in you, like I saw that they're now can put it on dental floss, and that's because your gums are so connected to your circulatory system, and that they put it on the floss, and then you floss your teeth, and then it gets in your system. I'm like pretty sure it's true.
Wow. It's crazy. So crazy. And this is the impact that, representatives are announcing to Congress, right? I've already tried to censor this.
My lung capacity. If I can look this normal while carrying that much damage, how many others are out there suffering silently? In researching my condition, I found the Georgetown scientist who predicted my specific problem the very same month that spike protein exposure, whether from the virus or from the shot, could harm the blood vessels in the lungs and placenta. Spike protein itself from the SARS-1 virus, SARS-1, also caused vascular damage in animals. I learned many hospitalized COVID patients develop pulmonary hypertension.
Very interesting. So this is what they were putting into our bodies, and now they're putting these same things in our food supply, on our dental floss. And man, it's really interesting how just like they're releasing those mosquitoes to help in Hawaii, they are figuring out ways to put medicines in our bodies without our consent because they think they know the greater good. And that's what's terrifying. So I'll take a little break here and I'll let Opa take the reins now. Opa, let's see what you got for us this week.
Well, I'm not going to talk about Air Indian, but I am going to talk about air and flying. It seems as though this past week or past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of incidents that have happened that are really very concerning. For instance, a Delta commuter flight that was landing in North Dakota had to avoid a B-52 that was at its same altitude. That's a pretty darn big airplane to encounter while you're flying on a little commuter jet. And then we had another Delta flight from Mexico City to Atlanta that had to abort his takeoff to avoid an Aeromexico flight that flew overhead within 200 feet and landed right in front of him on the same runway. And if he didn't abort his takeoff, he probably would have hit it. And then we had another one, which was a Southwest flight from Burbank to Las Vegas that had to avoid another aircraft because its collision warning system went off. And so they had to make a quick change. And then just yesterday, in Denver, we had an American Airlines flight that aborted its takeoff because one of its engines caught on fire. And not to mention the fact that when Jeremiah and Lindsay were landing at National Airport on the same runway where the accident with the helicopter happened, they did a go-around for whatever reason. But now we have one more incident that has happened just yesterday.
This morning, dramatic images capturing the terrifying
I have
moment
always wanted to go
passengers
down
were
one of those
forced to
sides, but
evacuate an American Airlines plane
just for
after
fun, not
issues with its landing
for
gear.
crash reasons.
23 reporting on the runway. 3023, roger. 3023, you got a lot of smoke.
Miami-bound American Airlines flight 3023 was about to take off from Denver International Airport around 2:45 Saturday. Flight radar showing the plane moving at 146 miles per hour on the runway when it was forced to abort before liftoff.
I would estimate about 5 to 10 seconds before we were supposed to actually start flying. We heard a loud boom, and I said, that's not good.
Mark Circus was on that flight,
And I
describing
said
the
that's
chaotic
not good
scene to ABC
today.
News.
When the
I'm
plane
not going to
stopped,
fly,
about 30 seconds later
actually.
to a minute later, somebody said, smoke, fire. And then a lot of people, of course, started panicking.
The 173 passengers on board promptly evacuated, first responders rushing to the area, Circus capturing these videos from the tarmac, people escaping from the emergency slide as smoke billowed from the plane. The airline saying one passenger was taken to the hospital with a minor injury and that the aircraft's issues involved one of its tires, adding, quote, all customers and crew deplaned safely and the aircraft was taken out of service to be inspected by our maintenance team.
The FAA says they're now investigating this incident, and those passengers were sent to Miami on a replacement flight. But guys, that one passenger, Mark, we spoke to, telling us he feels lucky this happened before takeoff. I would agree.
Sure. Yeah, Olivia, thank you for that. The thing you assume will never happen.
Exactly.
Did. We appreciate it.
I would rent a car.
Now, I did read later that another passenger actually saw a tire rolling down the runway in front of them. So apparently a tire came off. But, you know, it's really crazy. Despite all of these incidents, it seems like some people are still interested in flying. And here's an example. There is a single-person copter that has failed to cross the English Channel. Let's take a look.
I want one of those.
Makes me think much of Humpty Dumpty.
I saw one that was like a jet ski, and it was like a drone jet ski. I was like, man, I'd love to fly that. I don't want it anymore.
Y'a personne derrière, je peux y aller? Ouais, c'est bon.
Now, interestingly enough, it's a French inventor, and he was going from, I think, Calais to Dover, trying to go across the English Channel. His name is Frankie Zapata, and I don't know if he's related at all to Frank Zappa of our, I don't know, what kind of a musician was he?
He didn't like We Are the World.
That's
so
true.
The opposite
Yep.
of that.
So not only did Frankie try to cross the English Channel with his little copter, he also had invented a what can I call it? A board, a hoverboard, or a board to cross the English Channel as well. So let's take a look at that.
A French inventor has failed in his attempt to cross the English Channel on a jet-powered flyboard. Frankie Zapata, a former jet ski champion, had been hoping to cross the channel
least
in
he's
just 20
determined.
minutes.
He
Crowds
keeps
gathered
going
in
back.
Sangatte Beach near Calais to watch the inventor as he took off at 9 o'clock this morning, heading for St Margaret's Bay in Dover. The attempt took place exactly 110 years since Louis Blériot made the first powered flight across the channel.
Man, it looks like he's going pretty fast. Oh, I thought he was going to crash.
Well, I don't know what happened.
Need more battery life or something.
Yeah.
A French inventor has failed in his attempt to cross the English Channel.
It looked like that was the end of the video.
The attempt took place exactly 110 years since Louis Blériot made the first
Oh, it's
powered
light years.
flight across the channel.
Yeah, I guess that was the end of it. But anyway, now there happens to be a company in the U.S., U.S. startup, that has decided that they're going to make a flying car.
No, your eyes are not deceiving you. That really is a flying car. A US startup recently released this footage of an ultralight pre-production version of its vehicle.
It is actually looks like and functions as the regular car. You can't drive most of the
It doesn't
way,
look like a
take off
function.
and fly without transition over some kind of a traffic, over an obstacle, over a river, over anything, and then continue driving. Or you can fly.
Has he
all
tried
the
to go
way
over the
in
canal
transition
that
in
guy
bike
can't get
lane
over?
mode. You as a driver have a choice of that.
It's hard to tell from the videos if the test flight was manned. When one US broadcaster filmed a demo flight, its reporting team was kept at a distance and didn't see if anyone entered or left the cockpit.
It's just a drone in
But the company
disguise.
says there was a
They're
private
like, give us
flight
our
in the
money.
films
It's just a
released.
drone
And
with a
its
costume.
CEO is bullish that the vehicle's engineering is sound.
The safety of the actual vehicle
Allegedly.
is good enough for
Mayhaps it be
consumers.
so.
You
I
need
don't
to understand the rules of airspace. It comes naturally to you, but there are rules of how you operate on the ground. There are also rules of how you operate in the air.
The company isn't revealing much in a bid to protect its intellectual property. And we also didn't get to see the car perform some of the more complex maneuvers it needs for efficient flight.
We need to make sure it's safe to operate. We are working as hard as possible to try to get it to customers. We plan to start the production of the first one in about a year, either by the end of 25 or beginning 26.
This is not the only player in the market. There's competition from much more developed plain car hybrids. And of course, in much of the world,
Do you think
flying
this guy's
is
wearing
tightly
pants
controlled.
as
If you
he's-
want to mix it with air traffic,
Probably
you'll
not.
need more than just
Oh.
a driving license.
Oh, that's what it looks like. There we go.
So now we're looking at a Polish company that has created something that Rob would be interested in. I think even Jake would be interested in. Think of Star Wars.
Once the stuff of sci-fi fantasy, high-tech transportation from galaxies far, far away, now may be hitting much closer to home. Volonaut, a Polish company, releasing video of their space-age flyers. Glossy posts catching fire online, but also raising questions, with online viewers asking if the bike has the physics to back it up.
Is it real? Is it fake? Is it AI generated?
I'll be honest. My brain is struggling a little bit to believe that this thing is real.
Volonaut pushing back on Instagram, posting new footage that appears less produced, saying no special effects, no CGI, no AI, pure engineering, enjoy the future. But the future, it turns out, comes with a cost. The price, they say, $880,000 US. The company says the superbike for the skies is powered by jet propulsion and can reach speeds of up to 124 miles an hour. They say it's 7 times lighter than a motorcycle, and flight computer-powered stabilization makes it easy to ride.
I wouldn't fly in the woods like
These
that.
bikes aren't the first to tap into the public's fascination with bringing futuristic flight to new heights.
She leads away.
Other flying tech also going viral, like jetpacks racing over the water in Dubai. This hoverboard making a perfect landing. But the style and production value of Volonaut's viral release perhaps getting the closest to bringing speeder bike tech back down to earth.
All right, Gotti, I got to ask you again. I just want to be clear on the record here. Are these things real?
It looks like they are real. There's only one way to find out, that is to give you or I invitation. But if you do have the cash, it looks like you might be able to get on this pre-order reservation list. That opens up on August 1st. Remember, this is very early on prototyping. Volonaut says expect the first flight test footage next year. So not sure how long it's going to be before we do get that invitation. They say they're also looking at making a lighter version, a little slower top speed of like 63 miles an hour. Again, still years away, but I'm sure your son will be putting this on his Christmas list.
I mean, yeah, if you have an extra 800K, right, Gotti? Oh my gosh! And
I think we can go. I think we can go split skis with like all of the correspondents at NBC, and then we all just take
maybe
turns,
everybody
you know?
at NBC on that one. All right, Gotti, so great to see you. Thank you, man.
So
That's so
there
funny
you
that
go.
no one believed it. Everybody thought it was AI. Like no one believes their eyes anymore. No one believes what we see in a video or a picture. It's like we have
Exactly.
to see it with our eyes or we won't believe anything.
Exactly.
That's what the world's come to.
And I got one last little clip, but this is not really something about flying or air or anything like that, but it is related to transportation. And it's a little clip that Jeremiah sent me, and actually an article that I had read. So let's take a look at this little transportation device.
Back here at home, one of the custom and quirky bikes used in Pee-wee's Big Adventure was just brought to none other than the Alamo. Omar Villafranca has a look at when you can actually see it for yourself.
Davy Crockett rifle.
More than 1.6 million tourists visit the San Antonio landmark every year and see Mexican General Santa Anna's uniform next to dozens of swords, rifles, and other relics of war on display.
I think that's a neat part of the Alamo story.
But Alamo historian Colby Lanham says a modern artifact that's not mentioned in any history book was just added to the Alamo collection.
There's something else kind of to the left of us.
Yeah, the elephant in the room, a pretty amazing artifact.
Look at that mustache.
Pee Wee Herman's bicycle.
Did the idea of bringing Pee-wee's bike on, did the historian in you kind of
Pee-wee
shake your head?
Oh yeah, yeah. I took pause. I thought, wait a second here. This is not a sword or a gun or a precious document. We're talking about a Schwinn.
The tricked-out red and white Schwinn bicycle is one of the stars of the 1985 cult classic Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Starring the late Paul Rubens as Pee Wee Herman. In the movie, Pee-wee's bike gets stolen, and his search leads him to the Alamo, where this iconic scene became part of pop culture.
Are there any questions? Yes. Where's the basement? Excuse me? Aren't we going to see the basement? There's no basement at the Alamo.
Our cameras were rolling when staff brought out the bike for promo pics in front of the Alamo. And in just a few minutes, fans were gawking.
They're going to love it. They're going to sit there, put two and two together, and yeah. Maybe ask where the basement's at.
We love Pee Wee Herman. We love the bike. We love the movie. We love all the things. So, yeah.
Lanham sees the bicycle not as an artifact, but as an investment.
When you can draw people in with Hollywood, things like Pee Wee Herman, and then they come and visit the Alamo, they get to learn the bigger story about the men who sacrificed themselves for Texas independence. It all comes together.
Making Pee-wee's bike a new way to remember the Alamo.
Well, Pee-wee's bike will be on display at the Alamo for just a short time later this year to mark the movie's 40th anniversary. Then it will be featured in the new pop culture wing of the museum, opening in 2027.
So, what do y'all think about that?
I think it's pretty cool. I love Pee Wee Herman.
We've been to the Alamo. I wonder how many people asked to see the basement after that clip. I bet people ask all the time.
I've seen the Alamo as well. My favorite thing about the Alamo is those special trees that have these long branches that just go forever.
Yes.
And they're somehow don't break off. I don't know how, but that's my favorite
Yes.
part about the Alamo, those really old trees.
Beautiful trees. I say the same thing. I say they have some of my favorite trees out there.
So that's all I got, Jake. Why don't you do a couple of more for
All
me?
right, we got just a few more, and then we'll get to DC for you guys. So we're going to take this brief moment to ask everybody who's watching, please click the like button. We appreciate you guys. And now to some more news. So in some more plain news, it's not plain at all. Iran just smuggled five Boeing 777s from Cambodia, and they switched off the transponders over Afghanistan. So that to me is noteworthy when a place is vowed to destroy the great Satan and the little Satan, meaning America and Israel, get things that are this big and steal them. Obviously, hopefully the eye in the sky that is able to nuke them is watching these planes and it knows exactly where they're going. But I also had some footage from that recent air evacuation that happened that Opa shared. Just the horror of all these plane disasters that have recently happened. Can you imagine being on a flight that has to evacuate like this? Like you're constantly doom scrolling, seeing all these planes crashing and terrifying news on plane disaster this, plane disaster that. I don't know. I think they're trying to scare us out of air travel so that they can make it more expensive. So it's like not so for the everyday man. So everybody is just terrified to fly unless you have a ton of money to make sure you have the best of the best, right? But
I felt like we were going to die on the way to DC because we were literally sideways coming in and we saw the airstrip that we were supposed to land on. And as we were coming down through a storm, I swear we were struck by lightning a couple times. But when we were coming in, we saw the Capitol and the Nimrod Tower and all this stuff. And so we just flew right by everything. And I was like, when I got on the ground, I just didn't kiss the floor like Katy Perry.
Made it.
I think they're trying to scare us too. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because it's more accessible that everyone takes videos of things now. Like we can easily see all of these horrible things that are happening on airlines, or is it really this typical, or is it just because we see it?
I think things are getting a lot more lax about air flight. People
Like
have
safety and
been-
security. Yeah.
safety, security, air traffic controllers, pilots,
DEI hires.
yeah.
Yeah, it's going to only get worse as all the people are using ChatGPT to pass the test. And so it is like idiocracy where all of these unqualified people are getting into these positions that are going to depend on expert knowledge and ability, and they just cheated the whole way there to get the paycheck. And then when things go wrong, they're like, where's the manual, right? And that's what's terrifying.
Well, the thing is that all of the latest tech airplanes that they're building now are all computerized, and I had a cartoon in one of my Opus Corner that said, okay, here's an old DC-9, and it had all these gauges and knobs and dials and all kinds of things to fly the airplane, and then it had a picture of an Airbus or whatever, and it just had an up and a down switch, and that was it. And I think what's happening is that the pilots, with getting on these airplanes that are all computer controlled, are getting bored, or maybe just because they haven't been able to fly the plane because the computer's flying it, they've lost their skills.
What have you guys ever seen The Rehearsal with Nathan Fielder? I don't know if you know who he is. He's like a comedian. You should definitely check out that show because it kind of exposes co-pilots are scared to speak up and a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's another movie that highlights it as the underground theme is a Parasite, which is about this. It's like a horror / thriller movie that was on Netflix for a while. But it basically covers this concept that people get into positions that they don't deserve, and they just fake it to make it. And it's pretty crazy. So, recently we have the removal of the U.S. from certain WHO policies that are being passed very quickly. We covered that recently. And there's so much news on this, guys, and we can barely cover it. But back on the topic of drones, and we've covered how drone warfare is one of the futures of modern warfare. And you kind of wonder what it's like what will be the it's gonna be like this, right? This is how it'll be used for good and justified. Every street needs a rack of drones that somebody can jump in and shoot bullets from at some point, right? Well, check this out.
Miami High School got a first look at a cutting-edge drone program designed to respond in a matter of seconds, sometimes before officers even get to the scene. The company known as Campus Guardian Angel says that they have a plan to have a fleet of drones on standby in case they are alerted of an active shooter situation on school grounds. The CEO of the company says that their company's technology can be more remote in areas, and they're out of Austin, Texas, and they can help anyone at any time.
So, wow. So they're going to be able to fly a weapon-armed drone into shooter situations and just take them out without risking the police officer, right?
There was a stabbing in Michigan in a Walmart. Did y'all see that yesterday?
I did.
That would be perfect. Get a drone in there. I know it's not a shooting, but a stabbing. I mean, he has a weapon. Get him.
Take him out.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time until R2-D2 shows up saying, drop your weapon, All right, well, here's some more on the whole topic of the Epstein list and Trump.
White House has been very appreciative of my advice the last 20 days. I've been personally thanked because I was correct. And I don't know how they didn't come up with a strategy just to release all this stuff to begin with. But Trump didn't want to crash the economy, as I guessed 20 days ago. And now he basically said, fuck it. Actually said that. He said, release everything.
Well, that one slipped right in there.
I've been waiting for this a long Just like he said 4 days ago, he said, I told him not to indict Hillary. I wanted to give him a pass, but they kept trying to destroy me in the country. So we're not giving any of them a pass. He said, Obama's got presidential immunity, but all the rest of them are going to prison. I was told that days ago and told you this is very serious this time. They're not playing games. And Now Trump said it walking out to Marine One just about an hour and a half ago. We've got those clips, and you notice that the deep state on TV, all the rest of them are acting very scared right now. So my first approximation that Trump did not want to tank the stock market by bringing all this out and by indicting all these globalist leaders, because guaranteed the globals will try to crash it. But he said it may be the right thing, maybe the wrong thing, but we're doing it. Remember that clip on Tuesday in the little press conference inside the White House? So I figured all this out before it all came out, but now it's all come out. And I just say again, folks, that's why we had to wait for this to mature and figure out exactly what was going on.
So he didn't want to crash the economy.
But with all the backstory and everything I know, I had a good idea.
Is what they're saying.
And it turns out that's the case. So amongst many things Trump said, walking out to Marine One in an impromptu press gaggle, he said, we have a list, and it's Bill Clinton and all these other leaders and the head of Harvard and others and these different corporate leaders that would live with Epstein, and we're going to release it all. And so Trump's explained this when he was about to win in 2016. He said, no, let's not arrest Hillary. And we all got mad about it.
But you ought to be speaking about Larry Summers. You ought to be speaking about some of his friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island. But you ought to be speaking about Larry Summers. I never went to the island. But
so, yeah, what do you guys think about some of the stuff that's coming out? I mean, they were really backpedaling about this whole list topic, and apparently Alex Jones called it that Trump just didn't want to crash the economy by outing all of these people that are still in preeminent positions or whatever.
I figured there was a reason why he didn't do it when he, back when he was going to do it. Like there was something that, I don't know.
I think that tells us that we're probably headed for a recession, and he can just use this as an excuse now. Like, oh, well, y'all wanted the Epstein files, and I told you it was going to crash the economy. So if the economy crashes, he can just be like, y'all asked for this. Like, it's an excuse for a recession we're probably about to have.
Politics.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're going to go through some tough times in the coming future. I mean, they're trying to poison us every way possible. Bill Gates is given a green light to secretly spray on food, just like Lindsay was bringing up earlier. Getting these products on dental floss and, food. Like, guys, they want this in our bodies so bad. It's like, I know not to trust them because they're so motivated. Like, why the heck does everything need to have some little RNA buggies in there that'll change my code? Here's a little less doom and gloom news, more celestial, heavenly things to look forward to. In the evening skies on August 12th, look up. Apparently, there's going to be a conjunction. So I believe it's Jupiter and Venus on that date. Here's some other interesting
These guys think this
news.
might be the future of in-home entertainment. They think that using AI, they can re-render old movies into a format where you can play it through this thing. And what an experience that must be. I mean, look at you must go blind within a week, surely.
That's pretty fun.
Look how amazing it would be. You're basically sitting inside the experience, the same way of the dome in Las Vegas, the sphere. Amazing stuff to have at home.
Yeah, that looks super cool. Oh, man. All right.
I think that's a lot like what they do in Disney with the Star Wars land and
the Imagineers.
Imagineers, yeah.
Yep. Here was that video I mentioned talking about the organ donor reform that's needed. Guys, this is like
an alarming.
If this doesn't show you that the people that are saying you need to put something in your body don't have your best interest at heart, I don't know what will. Wake up! Like, are you kidding me? They're taking your organs when you're still alive, and you're like, oh yeah, they want my well-being. I'll just take the thing.
Story, to put it mildly. HHS Secretary RFK Jr. is calling for reforms to the U.S. organ donation system. This comes after an investigation unearthed a whole lot of reports of doctors, American doctors, trying to remove organs from patients who still showed signs of life, brain activity. Secretary Kennedy says, quote, "Our findings showed that hospitals allowed the organ procurement process to begin when patients showed signs of life, and this is horrifying. The entire system must be fixed to ensure every potential donor's life is treated with the sanctity it deserves." So let's bring in the HHS organ transplant chief, Dr. Raymond Lynch. Doctor, thank you for joining us on this. Going to read you this quick New York Times headline. Doctors were preparing to move their organs. Then they woke up. A federal investigation found a Kentucky nonprofit pushed hospital workers towards surgery despite signs of revival in patients. Does this shock and horrify you as much as it does a layperson like me to hear?
Yeah, I think everybody has a right to expect better from the system than what we saw in our investigation.
To not be murdered, essentially.
Well,
to have your organs harvested.
Yeah. The pharmakia ties lingually back to like sorcery and witchcraft, right? Through whose pharmakia the nations were deceived, mentioned in the book of Revelation, chapter 18. And there's a picture I found here that just breaks down some common witchery in the language of English. These are hidden word spells, like a mortgage is a death pledge, or government is controlling the mind, or understand, to stand beneath the authority of, a department, a separation of the mind, a submission, to yield authority, and a patient, right? A patient, one who suffers, right? Dis-ease, the lack of ease or harmony. And man, I was just like, man, they love making some patients, because it's a patient, somebody who's suffering, that they can draw resources out of through insurance claims and all that kind of stuff. And just the love of money motivating them to take organs from people that aren't dead yet. It just shows you that there's a deep, sick corruption in the medical industry. Here's some lighter news. A 3-year-old boy found a $4 million gold pendant using his father's metal detector. I was like, man, that's pretty fortunate. But anyways, yeah, I think that's all the news I wanted to cover this week, Jeremiah. So, hey, let's get into some DC stuff.
All right. Well, I did a poll in the group chat, and they chose natural history. So we'll go ahead and start with this one. And if I have it muted, you know that.
So I've been racially profiled at every single check-in point. So we'll see if it happens today, because they're very rude today. Oh, look.
They would only select white people
There's
to
no
check.
Back check.
Back check. Me too.
Back check for us. Everybody was coming in with a bag yesterday. It's crazy. What do you think?
Now, these people work for
I
us.
feel like they should have more people doing it.
We'll say if the people here are coming. That's my camera shut.
She could see me filming her.
I don't want to.
Things I do.
That's
like
a whale.
A giant shark.
Not a fish. What, a dead shark?
No, it's a squid.
Oh, I thought that squid was a shark for whatever reason.
It's like Charlie.
My Charlie. Charlie Penguin. Now, let me know in the chat, guys. Do you think dinosaurs are real, or do you think they're fake?
80,000 years ago.
Like, they had so many dinosaurs.
What are these?
Skulls
Raccoon
and skeletons.
Raccoon.
Oh wait, the top one is an early human skull from 80,000. The one underneath is 1.3 million years ago.
Right.
Elephant.
I know. Okay, so the guy that founded a lot of the taxidermy stuff here, he was known as the world's best taxidermist.
You could tell an ADD right here.
There's his buttocks. Anyways. Look at that saber-toothed tiger. He's a long boy, just like our cats.
This was filmed in 2 days because we went the first day and it was super crowded, or it was about to close, and then we had to go back first thing the next day. So I kind of blended the footage when I was editing.
That looks like a werewolf right there.
That's a bear. That's a Wolverine.
Well, come on, if you want to know what you look like. That's what you look like inside.
Ostrich.
It's Charlie.
His legs are so thick.
That's what I'm saying, they're dinosaurs.
That is a dinosaur. The only thing that's not a dinosaur is his beak.
I had so many people ask me, hey, did you ask about the basement? And I just made a decision not to because they were so unhelpful and rude. Cool museums, but they need to hire some nicer people. So a lot of these skeletons, they were saying, like, how much of them were real and how much of them were recreations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding.
You must have been saying something bad right here.
I was, yes. I'll leave it to you guys' imagination to what I'm saying right there.
It was kind of cool though that they had like little diagrams on the plaques, and they would color code what was an actual bone and what was a cast. And some of them were completely all cast. Like, why would you even put it in?
So we just kept walking if we saw something that said recreation.
Right there. He's a prehistoric midget. Look at that.
That thing up there, it's almost like petrified, shriveled up skin.
I know, that's crazy. Is it real or is it cast? Because they remade a bison over there.
It doesn't say. It's all white, which makes me think real.
All white? That was a dinosaur skin.
Or an Sasquatch.
There was something really cool here.
Looks like a face hugger.
And it was the mummies. And there was a real mummy,
to not
a
touch.
real human mummy.
I'm just kidding.
So basically a dead body that everybody got to look at.
Oh yeah, that was like a really, really 200-year-old tree.
Here, right? So from here to here is 50 years. From here to here, there's 100 years. 100 circles. 160. Who has to count all those circles?
Some guy in a basement.
They say that that's the missing link, and I think its name is like Lucy or something. It was taking a selfie. There's the dead body, and it was so crowded. It was so hard to get any footage of certain things, but
That is so insane.
Is that a mummy cat?
yeah.
I think that's a pet.
They had a mummy cow there too. They said that they worshipped that cow. That cow was a god in India, and so they mummified it with all its glory.
It's like, I'm sure that mummy didn't ask to be put on display, you know? It's like
Maybe it did.
Well, I mean, I'd be honored, but like, You know, one piece of footage that I couldn't find was there was a baby mummy,
Yeah.
and it looked like an alien.
Monkey.
I'll have to find that and put it on Patreon, but it was a child and they covered
That
its,
is what we call
genitalia.
mixed with something else.
Look, it's a little lemur with a baby lemur.
And above it's a little kitty.
Not birds and small mammals.
This is how I felt in that line coming in. Like this guy feels.
Ooh.
That's so cute. They're like looking at each other. It's a pangolin.
That looks like a armadillos to me.
Look at this tableau or whatever it's called. It's so cool.
Kitty thing.
Oh, I just want to scratch your little nose. I just want to scratch your little nose.
They can drag their prey all the way up a tree. They're good climbers and they're strong.
So nobody else can get it.
Yeah,
That's
so he's
smart.
just hanging a dead,
He's just
his
hanging.
dead prey.
Look at that thing.
Such a pretty pattern.
Now, Jake, did you know that there is no such thing, Anopa, as a Black Panther?
What?
Yeah, it's a genetic mutation. Any animal, any cat can be a Black Panther.
Really?
What does that mean? Any cat can be a Black Panther?
Like there can be a tiger that is just genetically mutated and
to be all black.
To be all black and
tiger.
that is a, I don't know, I heard it somewhere. It could be false. I don't know, but that's what I heard. That being all black, it's like Charlie. He's black and white, but if the sun is hitting him just right, you can see that he's a tabby cat. So it's pretty interesting. What about?
I did read something about black cats and their fur. I'm going to have to look it up. But go on.
Okay, here's
the studio model, but still really cool.
The fake space museum. So, guys, please enjoy this.
They did have some really cool stuff with the Wright brothers.
The Wright brothers was the only cool part. That's I left that in there. But the space stuff, man. This was a
museum. Right now, where are we, babe?
We're walking into the Wright Brothers section.
Of which?
Oh, the aviation, air and space.
And space propaganda. But this part seems pretty cool. Orville Redenbacher and
Hey,
Wilbur and Orville.
There you go.
Right. We've been on those steps that they're sitting on in this photo. Isn't that crazy? At the Henry Ford Museum. That's where that famous photo was taken. Right. Mandarin? Or what is it called? This bike sold for $42 and is a very rare Wright bicycle. And Lindsay just did the whole spiel, but I wasn't recording. But it's very rare. They built bikes before, as you remember when we went to the...
Isn't that crazy? Like starting off.
Museum.
Oh yeah, we just sell bikes, and then they got an airplane.
And there it is.
Oh my gosh.
The OG Flyer.
I got every angle of it. Oh, hello, Julia. So they stuffed Orville and they just put him on that plane right there. So that's actually a taxidermy. No, I'm just kidding.
Because what is the first thing they do when they make an invention? Is they want to go to war with it.
So true. Remember we talked with that guy at the Henry Ford Museum about that? How the Wright brothers didn't want to go to
Same with Henry Ford.
Yeah. They did.
Those are all like models of all the different planes that they had.
It's so weird that like the little pedals.
I mean, they're bicycle shop guys.
That's probably why they started to love Henry Ford.
Mm-hmm.
But what? Okay, so Jake, what Disney movie does this remind you of? Only somebody like you would get it right.
Or just movie. It doesn't have to be a Disney movie.
It reminds me of Treasure Planet.
Yes.
Yep. That's what I was going to say.
Is that?
I think that's what I say here in a second.
Oh yeah, that was one of my all-time favorite movies growing up. I was just like wanting to be like.
See, Treasure Planet. That's what it reminded me
Way
of.
cooler than an airplane. I'd
But I think Jules Verne or somebody,
These events. What other?
I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Da Vinci.
First man
I
to
don't know.
lunar landing. Oh, is that supposed to be?
This right here, they say went to the moon. Apollo 12, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So to me and Lindsay, everything in this space part was, I mean,
Like
it
hard
just
for somebody to
kept
operate?
proving
What is
that
that?
we didn't
Ancient
really go to
Babylonians
space.
created the
This was
oldest
interesting.
known written record of the planets. They recorded their observations on clay tablets. The inscription on the tablets are of astronomical calculations made more than 2,000 years ago related to the rising and setting of the moon and the planets.
Okay, guys, if you can
pretty
screenshot and like let us know what that says, that'd be cool.
It's so tiny.
It looked like
too.
Arabic almost.
Oh God, I don't think we got a good picture of that.
That's a close up of it.
Interesting. I could use
You
that
can
with
see
my
it
first
real good
graders.
from an angle. This is a Mars mission legend.
They even told you that those didn't
and
go
how
to
do they get movie
Mars.
cameras in there? How do they
told
get
you
footage
that.
of it, of him inside of it? That makes zero sense. They didn't have cameras like mine.
Yeah, they didn't have many cameras
There's
back
no way.
then.
I couldn't even fit in there.
And people are all lining up to want to take their photos with this thing that went to the moon that was fake. And it was just so funny watching people like blindly follow whatever
A lot
they
of
were told.
a lot of the plaques said this is a recreation, or this is what they used to practice in, and it never
Maybe
actually
that's where
left
the-
Earth.
the,
Like a
uh,
lot of the plaques said
technology
that.
went
They
to.
come right out and tell you this has never been to space.
Except for this.
One giant leap.
First spacesuit on the moon.
It's super like thin. Like there's no way.
This allegedly went to the moon.
That's Neil
And we went
Armstrong.
on the
He wore
anniversary,
that
which is
spacesuit
weird
when he made his historic
coincidence.
one small step onto the surface of the moon in
The
1969.
anniversary of
Which
that
one did he do? Did he
going
plant
on the
flag? Did
moon.
he film it, or
It was like
was
June
he the one
20th
that
or
was hitting
something,
golf
and
balls?
we went June 20th. July.
Maybe that was July. Maybe that wasn't the best day to go.
That
It
was
pre-
packed.
Yeah, it was pretty crowded. That's the one that they say came back, I think.
You tell me that door. Right there. Okay.
Look at that camera.
That camera got some pretty
Fake footage.
important footage.
Got some pretty fake footage right there.
That was like a lunchbox. Like an old lunchbox.
And they mean to tell me before Wi-Fi, they could somehow get stuff back to the moon or to Earth from the moon. They could stream it.
How do they?
We can't even barely live stream on YouTube.
I don't. It
How do we do that?
Here's some fake moon tools. Some real fakes. Is a real fake right here.
They had lots of cameras, so I don't know what that tells you, but a lot of good lighting.
Feel free to pause the video and read this if you guys want. Are you gonna unpack the lunar?
It's just in a box like that,
Okay,
right?
right.
Oh yeah,
You
the
take it
lunar
out.
rover.
Right.
The
This
wheels
is so
pop to the side,
stupid.
and then they pop all the way out, and then
Okay.
bada bing, bada boom, there it is.
Wow. How come they don't have this for like homeless people or like people that need cars? How come you can't buy one of these pop-out cars? You know? It's crazy.
Did you
And what is that
record
back
it?
there?
It is a telescope
Oh.
used.
I mean, you got the
Okay,
front
it's a
of it. It's a
reconstruction because the real
huge
one is
rover.
still
There's
on
no
the-
way that they could
Right.
pack that up in
I think
that
that's probably the real
space.
one. So we can go there.
And it's supposed to just
Totally just
pop
placed
out,
in there
and
and not
the
pop
wheels
out.
pop
because
out,
look at
and
the
you just
shadow.
drive
There
it.
should be a shadow on
It
it.
doesn't go with the rest at all.
Oh my gosh.
You would.
So yeah, I didn't want to fill your heads with too much propaganda, but so Jake, we could either go let's see, we can go let's see, where's my American history? Do you guys want to do the National Museum of History, the Capitol, or monuments?
History, sure.
American history. Okay. No, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Where is it?
So I've been racially profiled at every single.
I think it's this one.
Model, but still really cool.
No, oh my gosh, that's not it either. This one. There we go. So there's the George Washington in the very freaky pose. Now, somebody on Facebook said that I've lived in DC or I used to live in DC 40 years ago, and I've never seen that. And so this originally in the 1800s was in the Capitol Rotunda. Freaked people out in the 1900s, and they were like, we don't want this in here. So they put it in here, and it's been there ever since. But
it's right when you walk in.
Even before, you know, conspiracy people and everybody knew what this was, like the pose was, they were creeped out by it. So it was huge.
It's not as big as Lincoln, but they gave him some nice abs.
Yeah. And he has a sword in his left hand and he's pointing up.
Where's the laurel wreath?
It's probably the slippers are here.
They're there. The ruby slippers are right there.
This museum is like my favorite. They had all my childhood in there. Even Opa's childhood. Things that I would hear him talk about. Those are one of the pairs of the real ruby slippers from...
Best movie of all time.
That's debatable.
That's
awesome. It's a great movie, though. This is the real C-3PO and R2-D2 that I'm about to show.
This was silver.
It's supposed to be. That's the Mandela effect, at least. I'll walk right past some others.
Jim Henson. So that frog right there,
This is cool.
The OG Kermit.
The one right above was the original Kermit the Frog. Before Kermit was
in
Kermit.
such good condition too.
I know. Old school boxing, back when two white guys used to punch each other. There's Jim Morrison's pants.
It's the little midget shoes.
Barnum and Bailey.
They're called
So this must be like the circus stuff. Oh yeah, that I remember seeing that in a video. That came off of one of P.T. Barnum's wooden wagons.
A traveling circus. Yeah, interesting.
That's from Bill Hickok, the cowboy show.
Buffalo Bill.
This I know because I've seen it a million times on video. Look at that old catcher's mitt. Look how
I
thin
thought
that
Opa would
catcher's mitt is.
appreciate the old catcher's mitt. They didn't even have any webbing.
Old school
I don't know
baseball.
how they
Old school
did
that is so crazy. Can you believe somebody would catch? Because they used to not play with gloves.
If you guys know any of these people, let me know.
Babe Ruth's autograph is on that ball.
I know, I just can't get over there.
There's Pac there too.
That's cool.
Still can't really see it.
We don't copyright for the song.
Copyright this.
We're gonna talk over it. Okay.
That's Prince's guitar right there. And so I got a pretty. I just walked in front of people. At the end of this day, I was like, I'm so done trying to be polite because nobody was polite there. Nobody followed rules in DC. So I just started doing my own thing.
Challenged authority, bent the rules.
By iWorks.
This was from Steamboat Willie.
1928.
The first Mickey Mouse cartoon ever.
Animation sketch of Mickey Mouse for Steamboat Willie, 1928.
So yeah, those were all done by a guy named iWorks. I need to do a history on him because he's fascinating. I love this League of Their Own thing because my great grandma was in the actual thing, not the movie, but the actual thing.
Did you get that typewriter? Because that typewriter was where Orson Welles.
Oh, did War of the World?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty interesting.
Sorry, I do that a lot in this
What about the wings?
particular
Where the wings
video.
come
I go, wow. So I
Costume
I did
worn
mute
by
it a lot.
Groucho Marx in the film Duck Soup.
Opa, have you seen that?
There's another baseball glove over there.
Japanese American held in incarceration camps during World War II. Baseball was an expression of their Americanness.
There's some boxing gloves from somebody.
Joe Louis. I don't know who that is.
There's that one lady. Biddy bong, she sings something.
That was Selena. Selena. That was for
of the
Opa. Lone Ranger mask.
Supreme.
So I did have to
of
severely
wigs
chop
here.
these up for you guys, so it wasn't like really
Looks like Andy
long.
Warhol, that wig right there.
You know.
What number
That's
is that?
Roger Star. How do you say his name?
Starbuck.
Yeah, that's
a
his
Elvis
jersey.
style robe. So they made it, and it says the People's Choice.
Yeah, later on, someday, ask me about the story about Elvis and Muhammad Ali. If you ever meet me in person, ask me that. It's fascinating.
All in the family.
That's
if you guys are fans of that, leave me a comment.
Archie Bunker's
Here's
chair.
good stuff. Here's my childhood up here.
Now this. It was so cool being so close to these things right here.
Is that lamb chop?
That's a
Yep.
Mickey Mouse Club lunchbox.
And those are original Mickey Mouse
Opa
Club
probably had that.
clubhouse ears. Or Mickey Mouse Club.
And Howdy Doody.
Mr. Rogers'
Howdy Doody up there. Mr. Rogers shoes.
Yeah, Bert and Ernie.
Bert and
Who are those
Ernie.
people in the middle?
I think that's Bart and Ernie. No, it's Bert and Ernie.
Wow, that is crazy.
I don't know if you guys know who this is, but these are two gay lovers.
You
Two
most
gay
definitely
lovers.
would not want to touch it.
The
I can
first
tell
gay
that they're
lovers.
made out of fabric you would not like.
Well, my hand would be inside if I had it.
There's Bugs Bunny.
And what's up, Dad?
SpongeBob.
I do pretty good Bugs Bunny.
I don't know if I can do SpongeBob anymore.
Who's that one? That one's a new one, right?
That looks like a flying something.
That one's Wokey.
11. Rosetta.
Is that I Love Lucy? What is that one?
It's a costume worn by Dr. Loretta Long.
I don't know who that was. Do you? So that's like an original, like, I forget what they call those. Like a cell, an animation cell.
Yep.
Wish they had Big Bird's costume.
That was one thing that I wish they had.
This is, but if you guys know. Oh,
You know what that is,
original
Jake?
Catwoman stuff.
Well, not that,
You're
but that.
Catwoman.
I'm Catwoman.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
See, I don't like Cat Lady, you know, because it's
The one
it
beside
sounds like
Xena.
weird. But
Xena Warrior Princess.
Catwoman's not cool. Is that Ant-Man
And then the
over
other two are like Star Trek characters.
there? It looks like Ant-Man.
Yes.
He's a liberal.
Oh my gosh, look, that's from Jurassic Park. My sister would die.
So sad. Can't be here. Oh, that's Bob Ross's painting.
That was cool.
He's a good
Happy little trees.
painting.
Those
Bob
are
Ross.
those are the happiest little trees I ever did see.
Oh, there's the 60-minute clock, babe.
Oh yeah. Isn't that crazy that they used just a close up of that and it goes tick, 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 tick. That's how they did it. Crazy. What is that ball right there? Is that the labyrinth?
It's a
Number 4
palantir.
television.
A glass
Suit
palantir.
boots and crystal ball.
Okay.
Oh, this is the best. This is a good part.
Tony Fauci, gross. The world's greatest serial killer right there. He signed that hat. Great. Okay.
Now, if you agree with me,
You have that on
leave a
display.
thumbs up.
Very ballsy.
I was very upset that that thing was in there for obvious reasons. Oprah's mic. Yay. Wizards, I think that's Magic Johnson's jersey. I didn't know what any of this stuff was. Skateboards, probably Tony Hawk.
It's Michael Jordan, not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Wizards, Washington Wizards.
They have one of the worst Americans, Ellen DeGeneres, signed thing. Can't believe they had that here after all that's come out. Shame. Whose guitar is that?
I like saying things really loud
Cobra
when we are places where people would get offended
He
by
does.
stuff I say, and I do that at the Monument place.
I'm a
when we
citizen's
see,
talking machine.
I don't love it
George
as
W.
much as he does.
I love it so
Such
much.
a weird man. There's Barbara Bush with
I just can't get away from her. Shell is up here.
Looks like a drag queen, doesn't it? I'm on to something.
That's the
Even though
Watergate.
Nixon was set up.
This file cabinet was damaged in the search.
Yeah.
They had like
Isn't that
famous
funny?
photos
They
of that
used
and
a
stuff.
crowbar and like yanked it open.
I was watching a Tucker Carlson thing where they pretty much proved that Nixon didn't.
Was set up. Now that's actual Abe Lincoln's hat, which is crazy. It's like discolored.
He was shot in that hat.
Yeah. Well, the hat was in his hand, I think, or was it on him?
Or a bush in a box. There you go. And there's a pretty bear.
These are all famous, like
It was near
political
Washington's
things.
bed.
His gloves just sold
Did it say it's been
yesterday.
reupholstered? I saw that online.
Who, Lincoln?
Yep.
Yeah,
One
box.
point 1.8 million, I think, for the gloves that he had in his pocket, and it had blood all over it.
Wow. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the Capitol. So this was kind of one of the weirdest experiences, but one of the coolest.
What do you think of the Capitol?
It's so big.
It's big. We are a little late, so.
And you have to, so if you guys ever want to go to Washington D.C., make sure that you if you want to go visit the White House, you got to write your senator, your local congressman, and you got to get it approved. You got to be approved.
Not the White House, but D.C. is.
I mean, you can't be a convicted felon, I'm sure. But that was so much easier getting into the White House because all the Secret Service were super friendly, and
Well, yeah. I
we
know.
got right in there.
They probably
And all these other
freaked out.
places are like,
It's like saying
can I
we're in
check
the
your
government.
bag? They make you wait.
But they were innocent, guys. They were innocent.
But I see like story blocks or like editing shots of the Capitol all the time.
So
I'm like,
beautiful.
Anniversary.
I know.
The clouds. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys are there on a good day.
Oh my gosh, it was so hot.
So hot.
Like sweat. Like I was sweating. There's another. So this is right when you go in for before your tour, and so there are a bunch of like statues around, and they had Johnny Cash, which really I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that's here.
I wonder why they always
And,
dress in black.
I didn't know that
Why
this was
never
the song
see bright
that was
colors on the
typed on the side.
Oh, that's the song he's singing right there. I wear the black for the poor and the beaten down.
So they have like quotes of them. So they have like a famous, or
That's so
they
cool.
pick their state. Every state picks a person who represents them. And there was one statue
Who is this? Chief
of
Wahoo?
somebody that I cannot get away from. We can't get away from here on this show.
Who is this? It is Helen Keller.
Helen Keller.
The most fakest of fake. She wasn't
And
deaf
people,
and she wasn't blind.
people were like looking at me like I
Look
was
into it.
weird.
I like how they made
But
her as a young
I didn't care.
child.
Oh, she pumping water.
So this statue is called Freedom, I think is what it's called, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
it's a
at
Native
home won't
American.
And that's
quite
what's on
understand
top of the
what this
Capitol,
thing is, but it
right?
is huge.
Yes.
That is an exact replica
Just
or
the
something?
wrist and the arm is probably half my body. Just
That's
forget
probably
about
as
Helen
big as
Keller.
thinking. Hi,
She
Helen.
touched that water and thought it was a pancake. By the way, guys, if you're ever planning a DC trip, beware that the Capitol is more stressful to get in than the White House, believe it or not. Believe it or not.
There you go, bud.
Believe it or not.
So, do you want to talk about what this is? This is where, so see that velveted roped off area? That's where they were supposed to put Washington's body
After he died.
after he died.
But he died 30 years before it was finished being built. So they ended up storing bikes in there for a long time. And then eventually it just
Where's
became
that
like
behind?
a hall of
Where did Gary
statues
Wayne
for
say?
the original 13 colonies. Those original 13 states can choose one person. I know I'm talking way over this, but
That's fine.
one person to represent their state. And who was in there that you were like surprised, like Billy Graham or something?
Yeah, Billy Graham was in there because they have to be dead for like, they have to be
They
dead.
have to be dead to have a statue in that room.
Ronald Reagan, and we'll go to that room. Yeah. No, that was a different room. We went through the 3 rooms.
There's lots of statues, lots of idols
But
everywhere.
this is where Gary Wayne told us to look up, and then I think we had talked about this on the other live stream, but it goes all the way until the Wright brothers, right?
Yeah, from Columbus to the Wright brothers.
I guess they just ran out of room, or maybe that's the last great invention. Who knows? But all of those paintings there are so huge, and they're all original, and it's just like, I don't know.
There was one of Pocahontas being baptized. That was the
Pocahontas.
weirdest one to me. There's a very famous portrait of Pocahontas being baptized
So
by the Catholic Church.
This is the room with all the statues. Okay, so I took video of these. So there was like a group from Asia somewhere, and the tour guide was very specific. He said, do not lean on the statues because we will call security or the police. Like, it's like a big deal. You don't lean on the statues. And when I say that these people don't care about any rules, I show it in the clip because I wanted you guys to see what I'm talking about. It's crazy. But they were like leaning on him, like as if it was nothing. One of them was Ronald Reagan, I think, was California's maybe, or somebody. But it all kind of felt like a little, it was cool, but it was very like kind of worshipy, idol-ish. Especially George Washington. I mean, you can't get away from him in D.C. I mean, it's called Washington, D.C. after all. There's Amelia Earhart. And our tour guide was actually Ben Shapiro. I don't know if you guys know who Ben Shapiro is from the Daily Wire.
Really?
But he looked just like him, though.
He was, he's very Jewy.
But there they are. It's like, why take them there if they're just gonna break the rules, you know? Yeah, the dude did yell at him. He was not happy.
That was a weird room. It's just statues all around the edges. And then Rosa Parks had a statue in there, and she was like, her statue was glaring at another statue, our tour guide was telling us. Because the other person that she was looking at owned slaves, I think, and right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that sound right? But apparently they can switch out, the states can switch out who they want represented with whatever statue. And they say whoever gets switched out with that slave owner, Rosa Parks is going to be glaring at him for years and years.
Well, hopefully I get to be in there one day so I can glare right back at her.
Okay.
Instead of a Mexican standoff, it's a statue standoff for all of time, right?
Yeah, I like this one because he's sitting, and like if I was gonna be, you know, immortalized forever as a statue, I'd want to be comfortable. You know, these guys are standing. I didn't see a whole lot of, you know, hand in the shirt in this particular. I mean, there were statues everywhere, but
Rosa Parks?
I don't know who Rosa Parks is. And it's just so I remember this from when Trump was inaugurated. I remember this room being on TV. And I try to get some good panoramic footage for you guys. It's so hard. You guys got to go there to really see how crazy it is. Anyways, that was the Capitol.
Oh,
and so
cool.
Now I'm going to take you on the monuments. This is, I think, my last one. I'm going to save the White House stuff for Patreon because it's pretty long. But so enjoy the monuments.
It's sped up.
So familiar. I feel like I see this on somewhere.
Yeah, I sped it up.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
Are you blown away?
So she's never seen This was the first time she ever saw the Washington Monument. It was kind of like her Graceland because she always wanted to see it. And she
Lincoln
took me to
Memorial.
Graceland. Yeah. He looks like Zeus from Hercules, doesn't he?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
he's
massive.
he's so reverent there in the Lincoln Memorial.
But
And they
nobody's
even
throwing
tell you.
pennies.
No pennies, but they do tell you in the front, like, to be very quiet. Like, they want you to
But
be
nobody's
reverent and quiet and in reflection or remembrance.
I like this. I can zoom in so close on his face. Look at this. Look at this.
I don't think this was my final edit, but enjoy my weirdness.
Here, you may just take it of you. Here, hold this. I'm gonna take video of you.
That's supposed to be cut out.
Father, tell me what to do. Or what does he say in Hercules?
We're trying to recreate Hercules.
Definitely a god.
Yeah, it's a god pose. Some people call that a god complex.
He doesn't cross his legs
But I
like Joe Biden does.
Yep, because he. That's called manspreading.
See, I showed the ground for you, Opa, because there were no pennies, and I was so shocked. So we did like a tour, and I'll put that on Patreon too, but a tour of all the monuments at night, or what was it, at sunset? And it was pretty cool, but we didn't get to, we got to see two statues that are rarely talked about. One of them I didn't even know existed. And it's so dark I couldn't see what was written on the walls, but
It's the Gettysburg Address.
so if you guys are offended, I'm sorry.
So, babe, where are we going right now?
I sped this up because it's funnier.
I don't know, his like 4-room monument of some kind. He's like a crippled president, right? Well, he had polio. And he didn't let anybody know that he had polio, or they probably wouldn't have voted for him because he's a cripple. I think he was a Democrat. I think he was like a POS. He served 3 terms. He probably used the N-word.
Please.
Yeah. There he is in his little chair. Yeah, his little wheelchair. You and your little wheelchair in the third. There's a little statue for the blind. For the blind. All right, you ready? I thought it was Delano. Franklin Delano. Huh.
It's Delano.
Delano.
Oh, wow.
So wait. What? Let me make sure that this is correct. So Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Delano? President during the Great Depression, right? I think it's Delano. Frank Delano Roosevelt. He was president during the Great Depression. So,
Helen Keller dots.
yeah, he did. He created the New Deal, which was federal programs that stabilized the economy, provided relief, and created jobs. So is that not propaganda? Who knows? Here are 2 saggy-pitted gentlemen. That is the saggiest pitted man I've ever seen.
Saggiest pitted
I think
man.
they're trying to show the Great Depression. Like, he's skinny, you can see his ribs. But is that a guy? Okay, no, it's a dress. That's woman. But there's no hair. I don't know.
What's going on, brother?
See 1/3 of a nation ill-housed, ill-clad, and ill-nourished.
Is that a woman? Just all women?
I guess.
That was a woman. It was in a dress.
Did you listen to it? Look. TrutherCon, October 25th and
TrutherCon.
26th in Dallas, Texas. Oh, he's excited. Oh, he's very excited. That ended the Depression, I heard. Did you hear that? Yes, it did.
He's excited about TrutherCon.
My great-grandma was alive during the Depression. Ooh,
You're
look at these.
still
Look,
a
they're space
progress.
prints. Illuminati. Up in your body.
Oh,
you know,
Han
ears? Look at my
Solo.
camera right now. Tell me that doesn't look
Or
like
magic mirror on the wall.
Yeah. That's creepy, I will say.
Have you ever heard of the Franklin Delano Roosevelt monument? Or what would you call this? A memorial? So,
Yeah, you just put it in there.
yeah.
That's for you, FDR.
Nice.
I like how they were hiding his wheelchair. They used that scan. More than an end to war. We want it into the beginning of all wars. and here is his lovely wife, Eleanor. This is the only monument that, like presidential monument, that also commemorates the First Lady. He's the only one that actually liked his wife.
Well, I think Trump likes Melania. He loves Melania.
I think he would take the attention over her for sure.
But this is the ugliest First Lady. I even say uglier than Barbara.
Uglier than Barbara.
Manly looking too.
Oh, babe, that's a flat Earth.
Yeah, that's the United Nations, I think. Here, let's do the flat Earth.
That's a flat Earth.
Flat. One ugly woman right here.
And this is flat too.
She's a fan of mine. One ugly bitch. So now we're going to try to make it to the Martin Luther King.
I think I missed a word in there.
Now we're going to try to make it to the Martin Luther King monument, which,
Okay, this is
you know, a
where
lot of people
some
say he's a
people
great
might
guy.
be offended.
You know, but I also heard he was a rapist, and that he was also a plagiarist, and he was also a systemic racism. He was a racist. He was a systemic racist. But you know what? Let's monumentalize him forever by building a great statue to such a great plagiarist and rapist. So we're going there now. It's basically like having a Fauci statue. It's that sick. So we're going there next. I hope you enjoy.
Go down to the water. I think it's
No, I bet you the lady that's sitting behind me. I bet you she probably wouldn't know back then. Martin Luther King, so right there. Born in a plagiarist. Martin Luther Queen. What a great woman.
I tried to say something.
Hated whites.
I tried to say something.
That's why he still,
every time I pass
he
somebody.
still rounds with people today, or resides with the human spirit of hatred today. Amen.
Those are cherry trees.
So we gotta run to the Martin Luther King statue. Well, not run. I don't know if I can go any faster than I'm going. Legally, that is, without breaking my hip. Hey, tell me that there are cherry trees all over DC.
So much walking.
Tell me. No, tell me. Tell me that there.
Did you know?
Yeah. A cherry. Go ahead.
So this is an inside joke.
That's right. Yep.
There was a woman behind us
Yeah. Did
that
you know
every
that?
time the tour guide would say,
Good.
he would say, you know, this so-so and this and this. And she'd be like,
There
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I knew that. And so we were just making fun of her.
What up?
Looks like he belongs on Mount
Let's do gang
Rushmore.
signs.
It's like the
He
same
said, let's
style.
do gang signs.
What up, man? That means separating two races. They don't want it together. Yeah, that's what I heard. That man was a plagiarist and a rapist. I don't know if did you hear that? Here, you want to go get a picture of him? Jump up on it. Be careful, though. Be careful. He might hurt you. All right, let's go.
He might hurt you.
Sure, I said. So be careful. He might hurt you. I don't know how much of this is going to go on the channel, but do some research on Martin Luther King Jr. Not a great man. But neither was anybody, so there you have it. Nobody's great. Nobody's perfect.
It's not true. Everyone in history has their flaws.
That's what I'm saying. Don't tear down our George Washington statues, and we won't tear down your Martin Luther King statues. Okay? Let's just agree to disagree. Leave the Confederate stuff up there. Everybody needs to know history, because if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it. So, this is my warning.
True.
Right here. Me being the president of truth right now. If you tear down... Yeah, you're the vice president. You're the first lady of truth.
Oh, first lady of truth.
Jake will be vice president of truth. But
there you go, Jake.
if you don't stop tearing down our statues, we will tear down your bad people statues. But we cannot, you know? Much love, I'm out.
And I did this for you, Jake.
The punch was really good.
So take that, Jake.
Yeah,
So that's it.
That's awesome. That's what I was thinking while I was watching. I was like, man, now I want to watch my music video to see how many places you guys were at that I was at for all my clips there.
There's actually a longer video that I didn't want to put in there, but I figured that was the best punch. I punched it and then I kicked it, but I kicked it a little too far.
He was punching it and kicking it for a very long time, and then he got sick of it and was like, I'm done. I look like an idiot. Like, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah. I was like,
I'd be like, okay,
mine
move
has
over
to
a
be
little
better
bit.
than Jake.
Okay, higher. Okay, no. Over to the left.
I'm trying to get my arms width, you know, like trying to see how far it was from my hand, and then
it's hard to do. It really
Yeah.
is. It's hard to kill a big phallus symbol of our nation. You know, it's frame it up just right. That's awesome, guys. Yeah, I really love that. Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, that's all we got.
Sweet. Well,
So what was your favorite part?
All the Lincoln stuff. I know we didn't show the video from going to the Ford Theater. Ford Theater was so cool because it didn't feel like it was idols and worship, but it was just the theater that he was shot in, and it still looked old and set up on pretty much like the night that he was shot.
And we did that last week for my Histories Mysteries, I think.
Yeah, so if you want to go look at that footage, go look at there. And then the museum setup where you then, after you go to the theater, you go right across the street into the house that he died in. So it's like 2 parts to the museum right across the street from each other. That whole thing was my favorite. And then seeing his monument, I think, was pretty cool.
Well, and it's crazy if you go back to when we went to the Henry Ford Museum, they actually have the real chair that he was shot in. So they have like a replica chair in that booth.
Kind of came full circle for us this summer.
A couple times there was a couple things that,
with the Wright brothers.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Wright brothers stuff at the Henry
with the
Ford
steps
Museum
and everything.
It was like packed history. Like this summer was like the summer of history.
And now I still can't feel my legs, and we've been home for a while now.
I can't believe we were doing this live last week in DC.
Yeah.
It's only been a week since we've been back, less than a week. But yeah,
we have to go back though. We still didn't get to do everything. So if you guys want us to go back, let us know.
We will go back, but first, TruthorCon. We got to do the TruthorCon first. October 25th, 26th. Buy tickets. It's gonna be great. We're super excited about it.
We got name some of the best guests that you think we got.
We have
Dave Weiss.
And we have
Lucas Cameron.
Gary Wayne.
And then you found somebody that has 1.1 million followers altogether.
Yeah, Kay Podgy. We are actually doing an interview with her this upcoming week. So we will.
A brother Theo too.
We'll introduce her to our audience through an interview, and then she will be at TruthorCon. So if you want to look for Kay Podgy, she's on TikTok, Facebook, she's on all of it.
She recently got banned off TikTok too. So for talking about Jesus coming to her in a dream or something like that. And so we should definitely talk to her about that when we interview her. Such a weird thing to be kicked off of TikTok for.
Yeah. Truther. She's a real truther.
Lucas Cameron.
It's stacked, guys. I think people are going to really get a lot out of it, and if not, just have a great time hanging out and meeting new friends and hearing really interesting theories and truths about the world that are conspiracies and blacklisted, information wise. But hey, I think people are going to have a lot to enjoy when they come to TruthorCon.
Yep, and the venue is really cool, and you guys are going to love it.
We're excited.
We don't do it for the money. We do it for the love of truth. So that's how it is.
Well, thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And we'll see you next week or Friday. We'll see you Friday.
See you guys.
Live long and prosper.
Shalom.
I can't do that with this hand. Can only do it